Hello, my name's James Hughes, Chief Market Analyst here at Scope Markets, and this is your daily briefing. It's a quiet week out of the economic calendar this week, which means there will be yet more focus on the coronavirus story and potentially more large erratic moves. Last week, economic data took some of the pressure off of markets as it gave traders a secondary story to focus on. Of course, that story was still dominated by the virus outbreak as we saw just how much the crisis was hitting the jobs market in the US. We saw 6.6 million more Americans claiming unemployment benefit last week, and we saw the non-farm payroll fall to a dramatic negative 701,000. It will be coronavirus itself and the data around the virus that will cause the biggest amount of movement in markets at the start of this week. We're already seeing this as European markets look set to open in positive territory after Italy posted its smallest death toll in more than just 2 weeks. The death toll and infection numbers are still rising in the likes of Spain, Germany and in the UK, and importantly for markets in the US. Just how bad the picture gets in the United States will determine just what sort of week we have on the major stock indices, as well as on the US dollar. The British pound fell aggressively on Sunday night on the back of the news that Prime Minister Boris Johnson had been admitted to hospital with his coronavirus. The UK Prime Minister had symptoms lasting for over 10 days, and doctors say it's the persistence of those symptoms which have caused him to be hospitalised. Expectations for a cut in oil output and a planned purchase of crude oil by China offset to drive oil prices higher last week, and it could be the same story this week. Last week's headlines from Donald Trump that he had agreed a deal with Saudi Arabia and Russia saw prices jump higher, but the only way that will be followed through is if we see that come to fruition at the start of this week. There was skepticism over whether Donald Trump had got this done or not, and we still wait for the confirmation that has been done. The lack of economic data will mean that the markets could be a lot more volatile this week, and it will be up to traders to decide what next direction these major markets are going to go in, and it will be those coronavirus figures and just how fast the outbreak is spreading that will determine that.